This. Actually, I don't think I've seen this. Thanks to the resub Dilnado, Juno, and Tontilus. The Bits Eohane, and the Prime Devil Egg. Stop using Google Chrome, you fucker. I know, man. Like I said, I only ever hop on this computer right when I start stream, so I just fucking forget to download Opera on it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
You've come.
That's gonna be my Thanksgiving resolution.
The door of fate shall open.
Oh fuck yeah!
I've been waiting for you, friends.
Thank you for the raid, Will. I hope you had a wonderful stream. You're here just in time. We just started. It's gonna be a crazy night, I'm sure. Oh, we have a lot of slapping to catch up on, so I hope you guys are big slapping fans. Because we're quite a ways behind, or quite a bit behind. Thank you for that, Will. I really appreciate it and hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks to resub Vices and Bonchturf. And the resub Pope. Why stop using Chrome? Chrome is just such a fucking resource hog. I just don't think it's a very good browser. I really do prefer Opera. I just don't use this computer except when I'm streaming, so I just forget to fucking download it on this one. Alright, let's see the speedrunners who got caught cheating first.
There's been a lot of discussion about cheating in speedrunning recently. I did some research and was really surprised by not only how easy it is, but by the number of people who have been caught. I'd like to give a giant thanks to everyone who's helped expose these faked runs. All resources referenced in this video will be linked in the description, and I highly suggest you go check them out for yourselves if you want more detailed explanations of what I'm about to go over. Now without further ado, here are 10 speedrunners who were caught cheating. Todd Rogers is the first ever paid pro gamer, joining the US.
Oh, I remember Todd Rogers.
In 1986. He's known for holding many video game records, including the high score for Centipede. His most controversial record is a time of 5.51 in Dragster, a game for the
this is a classic.
2600, which he set all the way back in 1982 and is yet to be tied to.
Yeah, Apollo Legend passed away.
By a referee, there is no video of this record. This time was especially impressive because the developer's simulated fastest time was a 5.54. And the fastest tool-assisted speedrun is only a 5.57. Todd claims he achieved this time by shifting into second gear before the race even started, which doesn't seem to be possible. OmniGamer decided to look into the validity of this run. I
already know this whole story. We watched this from start to finish.
From this, he created a spreadsheet which shows all possible times.
He mega cool and
he found that there is no way you could possibly get a 5.51 during normal play. I reached out to Todd and he told me OmniGamer was using incorrect numbers, but didn't elaborate further. When I asked if he'd be willing to do an interview, he stopped responding. In an interview with Kotaku, he wrote, "If he's basing his spreadsheets and shifting on one particular pattern, then that's pretty ignorant and closed-minded, because you're not factoring in the human
Have you ever cheated in a game, Charles? Oh, fuck yeah, are you kidding me?
A formal dispute has now been filed on the Twin Galaxies website, and it's believed by many this time is not legitimate. If you watch this clip of Todd playing Dragster recently,
what's a really good example?
It doesn't seem like
scamming in RuneScape isn't necessarily cheating, but I used to do a lot of scams in RuneScape. Halo 2, I used to use super bounces to get into tough places and snipe.
It's like I can't get below 584 for some 581 for some strange reasons. You know what? This stick is really sensitive too here.
That's really about it, actually.
But this is the smoking gun in my opinion. Todd made this post on an Atari.
Oh no, I used to cheat for achievements too.
5.54, which isn't
I used
possible.
to boost them.
I imported the photo into Photoshop to take a closer look. You can see this entire picture has this clear checkerboard pattern. Here's a close-up.
Thanks to Resub Sanchez, Loris, and Reaper.
You can see the checkerboard pattern on all sides of the 5.54, but the 5.54 itself looks completely different than the rest of the photo. Looking at the 4, you can see the same exact thing. And just to be 100% certain, I took a look at the numbers for player 2 at the bottom of the screen, and sure enough, you can see the checkerboard pattern is present. I can say with certainty that Todd doctored this photo to claim he'd gotten a 5.54, and if he's willing to doctor evidence, he'd be willing to lie about getting a 5.51. Earlier this year, Retro made a really good video about cheating, and I suggest you go check it out. During this video, he talks about Akikon and White Eris, who were both caught.
I don't think we've seen this video, but we saw all of Todd Rogers.
Edits you could find in the audio. But these are not the runs I want to talk about. Retro's video got hundreds of thousands of views, so this topic was fresh on a lot of people's minds. Shortly after Retro made this video, Cheese got his 139 and 120 star, and someone by the name of Holy Moly left this comment on his video. Yeah, baby, you can play like Tass. Very impressive. Back in 2004, I held the 16-star world record for several years. Holy moly.
This is a
prominent Mario
sweet guy.
Logic saw this comment and decided to do some digging. He found the run he was looking for, and when he analyzed the audio in Audacity using the spectrogram display, he found the exact same blatant splices in the audio file that White Eris and Akikon had been exposed for years ago. This one cracks me up because he had gotten away with this for nearly 12 years. No one would have ever questioned him if he had just shut up, but no, he had to go around and randomly brag about his fake time on someone else's video. The videos are still up, but now everyone knows this run is fake.
Yeah,
but
it,
time when TSA
holy moly, gave it his best.
Zelda speedrunners. I found runs of his dating all the way back to 2004.
He's being supportive.
No one had any idea what speedrunning was. But in 2011, it was exposed that many of his speedruns were not in fact single segment runs like he had said, but instead segments spliced together. I was able to find one of these runs, his Ocarina of Time any % run, in 5 hours and 4 minutes. When you pause in this game, it will remember which screen you looked at last, so when you pause again later, you'll be looking at the same screen. But if you reset your game to attempt a segment over and over, the pause menu will no longer line up with where you paused last. This is what exposed TSA's runs as splices, and not the single segment runs they claimed to be. There were also some pretty clear cuts that anyone could notice just by watching the run.
I didn't notice it.
TSA responded
okay.
to the accusations.
I wouldn't be very good at investigating this.
I did not cheat at speedrunning or fake runs ever. I had to listen to a bunch of Zelda speedrunners explain how my item drops and other inconsistencies prove I used what they
the sound. I'm using one earbud.
Saving quit to make what amounts
not exactly
to
reliable for me.
Masking as a single segment. This is not true, and I'm going to give you the full explanation of why this is so. As I explained to Radix 6+ years ago, back then I did not have a good PC or capture card. I could not capture beyond a certain time limit. Too many of my runs would end because of a capture issue, and I was fed up. Yes, I could have used VHS or DVD, but I was convinced by SDA people back then that capture cards were the way to go.
He was using a Dazzle, no doubt.
Before I ever submitted to SDA, I submitted all my runs to VHS and CAM on Twin Galaxies. No way I could have cheated with the setup they required. It was all in one capture, on tape, with CAM footage to prove I played the game. My capture problems led me to ask Radix about a solution, which was allowed by him. It was to allow me to capture my runs in chunks. However, I would do multiple runs at a time, and this is where it gets good. And despite my best efforts, I now know segments from different attempts made it into the submission files to Radix. So somehow, even though he was trying his hardest, different segments just got mixed up and submitted as one run on accident.
Rough.
You can easily say that this means I picked the best segments and constructed better runs. And that is exactly what I'm saying. Ultimately, his runs were removed and...
Pretty underwhelming. I thought these would be like bigger scandals, like the guy who faked blindfolded
In 2014, a runner named Goron Guy was caught faking a 100% run of Majora's Mask. This really surprised me, not because he would try to cheat, but because of how terrible of an attempt this was. All he did was make up fake splits and then start his stream right near the end of the run. Another runner named Thiefbug called him out pretty much immediately, and Goron Guy admitted it was true.
That's fucking
he wrote
cute.
a face in response in which he really never apologized and made a bunch of excuses for what he'd done. This prompted a lot of criticism from the wider speedrunning community. He still streams consistently, and the good news is he hasn't cheated again to my knowledge, and after what he went through, I doubt he ever will. Frigate Secret Agent is possibly the most frustrating run in GoldenEye. There are 4 objectives you must complete, with Objective A being rescue hostages. Freeing the hostages isn't enough, they need to be freed and escape off the boat. The issue with this is hostages run around the boat randomly and almost never escape fast enough for a world record run with all objectives completed. At the beginning of 2011, the untied record for the run was 1 minute 1 second, until a runner named Henning posted a time of 1 minute flat. The issue with this run, right here, as the level goes to fade out, Bond puts away the Phantom, but when entering the boat unarmed, he will always put away the PP7. This was evidence of a spliced end screen, and after examining more of his runs, he found out he had cheated repeatedly for years. This led to Henning being permanently banned from the Elite and having all his times removed.
These are all pretty uninteresting though. I wanted like a bigger, crazier cheating story like the blindfolded run. That one was pretty crazy. These all seem low effort. Like even he said low effort. One of them was he just made up splices and then started his stream at the end, which is genius, but not very interesting either.